dreams and unspoken lingo because of love and smiles and touch, because of the beauty in the song of a magpie and music that transports to calmness or frenzy, because of giant trees in Tasmania and fossils in Welsh rock, because of the Milky Way, because we have words to pierce the madness, to make laughter, to make love, because of the Germans who saved Jewish people's lives, because of secret rooms in other wars, because of those who tread lightly with the heavy burden of conscience, fighting against the majority, because of Doctors Without Borders, because of suffragettes, because of freedom of speech and the belief that it should exist, because of people who release moths trapped in houses and cry at the almighty beauty of their flight, because of books given to strangers with the words, "You must read this," because of people drinking in cafes, talking and crying and consoling and setting the world to rights, because of massage given to ease pain, because we can count how many legs a spider has or how many days until we meet again, because of fresh wisdom in ancient knowledge, because we can remember and empathize and sympathize and synthesize, because of moonlight and orgasms and grasshoppers and hope, because it is absurd to wake in the morning and one day not. Because it is a grace. It is a damn grace to be here, because we are conscious, can feel, can think, can smell acacias on the spring breeze, because we can imagine that this is it. Not less, but more and more. Because
and this won't take long. I've got 10 minutes, yeah? Just checking. I'm sure you've all heard the labels. Anal, obsessive compulsive, perfectionist. But you and I know it's not the desire to be perfect that drives us, it's fear. Fear of making a mistake, fear of causing a problem or creating a disaster. Fear that our actions might somehow harm someone else, cause them injury, or worse. I blame my mother, of course. Don't we all, for everything. But it really was her fault. She was afraid of electricity, gas, and burglars, and mistakes, afraid of disaster. She wouldn't allow us to leave the house without pulling out every plug from the wall. Of course, the oven had to be checked and rechecked, and the gas jets, all the locks on the doors and windows, and the contents of every bag and every purse had to be checked and rechecked to make sure nothing was forgotten. Every receipt was checked for errors, every bill checked against the receipts. And homework. Don't get me started on homework. When you're 5 years old, 10 years old, 15, 18, it becomes ingrained in your psyche. I always wonder if it was the reason that Dad didn't stick around. But when I was 25, I moved interstate to be closer to my sister because my mother had passed away. But her voice in my head never left me. Turn off the lights, pull the plugs, check the locks, make sure you have the tickets, check the time, check the place, make sure nothing can go wrong. And living alone only made it worse. I found myself eating sushi most nights so I didn't have to cook. Sitting under the blanket for fear of turning on the heater and lights. Avoiding holidays because leaving the house was too stressful. Some days I'd even take photos of the PowerPoints on my phone so I could keep checking them while I was out. I managed to land a good job at a bank, working with corporate customers. I get up an hour and a half before I had to leave. 45 minutes to get ready and 45 minutes to do the check. Even still, there were some days when I was late for work because I couldn't convince myself that the oven wouldn't turn itself on as soon as I turned my back. They tolerated my little quirks because they knew my work would be flawless. Plus, I worked longer hours than anybody else, checking figures and contracts and accounts. Of course, by the time I was ready to leave the office, it was deserted, which meant that I had to check all the PowerPoints and documents until I was sure that the place wouldn't burn down or get burgled because of me. It didn't leave a lot of time for a social life, but I was never very good at making friends anyway. I always found it hard to leave the house on time, and more often than not, I had to go home again to check an appliance, either that or take it with me. I met this gorgeous tennis pro when I was about 28, and we had this fabulous first date. He didn't even mind waiting in the car for 15 minutes while I rechecked the oven. I'll be honest, up to that point I didn't have a great track record in the bedroom. Checking a condom every few minutes didn't sit well with most guys, but I thought this one seemed more understanding. So we head back to his place and we're in a tangle of clothes and body parts while he opens the front door. And I must have dropped my bag, which wouldn't have been a problem, only my waffle iron was in it, and 2 of the bones in his right foot were crushed, along with my hopes and dreams. After that, I decided to reach out for help. My doctor referred me to a psychologist, but talking about checking the oven just made me want to go home and check the oven. Then one day I saw an ad in the paper. Want to change your life? Why not try hypnosis? I was a little skeptical, but desperation drove me to his door, and after 3 sessions, I was cured. It was a miracle. It was like a great weight had been lifted from my shoulders. Nothing worried me anymore. No thoughts of forgotten tickets, neglected candles, unlocked doors, or burning irons. Finally, I was free to live a normal life. Then I left my iPad on charge and it caught fire and burned the house down. And I forgot to pay the house insurance bill. And my car got stolen because I didn't lock it, and I forgot to pay the car insurance bill, and then I made a mistake on a client's account and lost them millions of dollars, and I got fired. So I went back to the hypnotist and I asked him to undo whatever it was that he did. And I went to live with my sister. It was good of her to take me in on course, but it was destined to be a disaster. A compulsive checker is never going to survive in a house full of teenagers. Every light was left on, every phone on charge, iPads, iPods, TVs, computers. It nearly tipped me over the edge, and I had a huge fight with my sister, so I left. I've often looked at people living on the street and wondered how things could get that bad. I've always assumed mental illness, substance abuse, or just plain laziness. And suddenly I was one of them. Sleeping on a park bench under cardboard in someone's discarded blanket, eating scraps and washing out of public toilets. Such a fine line. Now, when you are living on a bench under cardboard, there is not a lot to check. But I didn't let that stop me. I would watch people park their cars without even looking back, and then they would lock their houses and shops while nonchalantly talking on the phone. Someone had to do the right thing. And I suppose I looked a little sus, this homeless person checking cars and houses. I suppose an uninformed observer could easily believe I was trying to break in. And if that uninformed observer was a uniformed cop, well, that can be a problem. But they were actually very understanding. They listened to my story and decided not to charge me. They gave me a hot shower and found me shelter. And when they realised that I wasn't mentally ill, abusing substances, or just plain lazy, they even gave me a job as a security guard. I know, perfect, right? I spent hours every day checking stuff, and I got paid for it. I found a tiny flat to rent with 1 door and 3 PowerPoints. Just enough checking opportunities to stay sane, and not enough to go crazy. And if you have ever slept rough, you'll know how amazing it is to walk inside and close the door at day's end. I will never take that for granted again. So, happy story, right? I hit the bottom and bounced back. As the months rolled on, it occurred to me that maybe this was all my life would ever be. Up, check. Work, check. Home, check. TV, check. Bed, and repeat. It wasn't exactly a rosy future. And I hate to admit it, but a couple of nights I found myself checking the sleeping pills to see if there were enough. Then one night, I'm out, checking shops along Collins Street. It's midnight, we've already checked all of the back and front doors, and my partner suggests we take a break. We're headed for Macca's when I get an uncontrollable urge to go back and double check. My partner just shrugs and says, "You go if you want, I'm hungry." So I go. And I'm checking the back door of a jewelry store when, to my amazement, it opens. Never in all my history of checking has a door actually opened. I even close it and open it again, just to check it really happened. And then I stick my head through the door and try to listen above the pounding of my heart, and I can hear someone moving around inside. So I call it in, and the cops come and they catch two guys red-handed with $3 million worth in their backpacks. And suddenly I'm a hero. The guy contacts me through work, the guy who owns the store, 2 days later, and offers me a reward. Of course I turn it down. So he offers to take me out for a slap-up dinner somewhere ritzy. I spend a week's wages on a dress, bag and shoes, and he picks me up in a limo. And we go to this swanky restaurant 20 floors up, and we inhale a bucket of champagne with truffles and crayfish and souffle. I had so much fun, I barely remembered to check the appliances, which was just as well because I never would have been able to fit the iron in my clutch. And Teddy was a real gentleman. From the moment we met, we got on like a house on fire. Oh, God, sorry. No, I'm sure you turned us off and I'm nearly finished. So, long story short, it turns out he's a widower. 6 months later, we get married and we move into a 6-bedroom house in South Yarra. I know, all those rooms and appliances, but it's okay. We have a cook who checks the kitchen, a maid who does the laundry, and a security guard who checks the locks. And Teddy even hired our own special guy who checks everything after they're done. I call him my checkmate. So that's it. That's my story. Take it from someone who's seen how dark it can get. There's a light at the end of the tunnel and you don't have to be the one to turn it off. Life isn't going to end just because of something you didn't do. Shit happens and 9 times out of 10 it's not your fault. Don't worry, I'm still doing my bit. Just because I have hired help doesn't mean I always trust them to do the right thing. Thanks.
It was a terrible accident. And I think it's just horrible of you all to point the finger at me when we're all in pain here. Do you have any idea how hard I've worked? It's not like I'm a Kardashian. My parents are nobodies. Everything I have is down to me, and I'm damned if anyone's going to take that away from me. When I was 16, I went hiking. I fell off a ridge and I broke my leg. It was amazing. I was helicoptered to the Alfred Hospital. I was front page of the Stonington Leader, and the Herald Sun were going to come and take my photo. And they didn't. And then bloody 9/11 happened, and that's all anyone could think about for ages. I was young and I was naive. I didn't know how to parlay my Stonington piece into a guest spot on the panel. If only I'd known someone who died in the World Trade Center or something, it would have been a different story. But you have to believe in yourself. So I picked myself up and kept looking for the next opportunity. Took a few years. Okay, 10 years. 12 years, all right, geez, who's counting? The point is, my moment of genius was perfectly timed with the explosion of the social media juggernaut. We've all seen it, right? My video? No, everyone had done a sex tape by 2013. But I really broke taboo with my masturbation video. Talk about girl power. Owning our bodies, pleasing ourselves. You could call me a modern feminist crusader. Well, haters gonna hate, but they're just threatened by female sexuality and power. Masturbation is natural and beautiful. Girls, you want a guaranteed orgasm? You've got to please yourself. I stand by that. It's still a powerful message. Then came the talk shows, the t-shirts, the guest spot on Offspring as Nina's sex therapist. It was wild. And don't think for 1 minute I didn't know exactly what I was doing getting out of that limo at the Brownlows. A girl doesn't get an $80 Brazilian knot to make it into New Idea. But that kind of backfired because then Bonds pulled my ad for my finger on the button underwear line. They said I was overexposed. I said, that's the point. You'd think an underwear manufacturer would be able to deal with a vagina. Apparently not. And after that, you all started losing interest. I wasn't a shiny new toy anymore, so you got bored. Please, I get it. I wasn't selling enough magazines, getting enough clicks to be a key influencer anymore, so you dropped me. On to the next media darling. I understand how it all works, but it still hurt, you know? I still have things to say. But you weren't paying attention. So, okay, I took things into my own hands. Eddie LaSalle had always been, not exactly a friend, but he'd always been there for me with his camera. He saw my potential before the rest of you. He helped me become a star. And so I always looked after him. I'd tell him where I'd be, I'd give him the first shot. Sometimes that meant following him. No, I know it sounds weird, but it's not like I was stalking him. I mean, I'm the star, he's the paparazzo. I was offering him exclusives. Not to speak ill of the dead, but he really could have been more appreciative. Well, it all happened so fast. I didn't mean to speed, I wasn't going faster than anyone else, but I had to keep up with him. He stole something from me, I had to get it back. My innocence? I gave him the vagina limo shot and now he was turning his back. What was I supposed to do? It's his job to take photographs of me. I was doing him a favour. He'd have thanked me for the exclusive if he just stopped and thought about it. Instead he jumped in his car and he raced off. Why do people get so excited about Miley Cyrus anyway? I mean, all the girl does is twerk and stick out her tongue. Besides which, I'm Australian. How about supporting the local industry? If it just stopped, none of this would have happened. Accident, everything. Oh yes, it's such a waste of life. My heart goes out to his family. I miss him too. But life goes on, we can't dwell on the past. I've got several new projects in the pipeline I'm really excited about. My new t-shirt will be in stores next week. Wait until you see it. It's a fuck you to the beauty myth perpetuated by the pop culture vampire bandwagon. It's a bloody tampon with the words, suck this. No, it's not disgusting. It's shining a light on hypocrisy and the subjugation of women. On the mini-series. Let's just say I'm in discussion with 2 networks. No, I really can't say. But it would be pretty fabulous, wouldn't it?
Flick the switch, Doc. I joined the Foreign Legion to forget. But I can't. The flesh memories won't go away like they said they would. I can't forgive her. And I can't forgive my friends. How can I when they're still with me? A part of me. See these hands? They found them hanging off a razor wire fence just past the food dog. But they never found the rest of them. That alien technology we found on that ship means any cheap intern can fix us up. They don't even try to match skin colors. These hands? They belong to a father. And every morning at 06:30 I hold his baby for the last time. I can feel its soft weight in my hands. But it's not my baby. It's not my memory. But the flesh remembers, so I do too. That ship changed everything for us. We stopped fighting each other because there was a galaxy of bad guys out there. I don't know. That's what they tell us. We never had a chance to speak to them. Only have killed them. I've seen so many creatures and weapons that have taken my friends. You see this blue eye? It doesn't match the other because it's not mine. No more so than a standard issue cyborg guy, but there's a blue-eyed farm boy that still shows me the cornfields at home. I hear voices too. My mate whispers to me in the quiet just before we land. He tells me it wasn't my fault those blue devils and Anthracene 5 destroyed it. See, the aliens know the technology. They know that if they can destroy that regenerator switch in our brain, that's one less soldier. More jigsaw puzzle pieces for the rest of this patchwork army, that's all. We all have the flash memory stuff, or is it just me? Am I the only one? I joined up to fight the battles no one else would. Figured I might die quicker that way. I want to forget. Forget the feel of her heartbeat slowing down as she died. And we're waking up from the pain of death over and over, the pain of other people's memories, the pain of their lives. I want oblivion, Doc. Can you do it? Now, if I believed in God, I would pray to age, to die. No God, not my devotions. These hands drip with the blood of beings from all parts of creation. Redemption is not for such as I. Pharaoh's protecting the earth first. But on land, there are too many planets that have done nothing to us. We've wiped them out. Farms and families, cities and towns. Real pretty too, some of them. As we leave, the miners move in. See, we're the bad guys, Doc. The galaxy needs protection from us. And Earth? Is that even a planet anymore? Last I heard, it was too hot and too dirty to fix. Plus, invading's cheaper with the patchwork army. So how about it, Doc? There's nothing left of me but the memories of others. Jane and my friends who are with me in battle every day, you know, do not die. I gotta go get geared up. Have a day on the planet. I'm a soldier. I do my job. But I gotta know. Will today be a good day to die?
I'm a better swimmer, stronger in the upper body, but he's made up ground lately. He's spent more time in the water. He's better uphill on the bike, but his bike's a newer model. I'm better on the run, but he's shown incredible stamina. The bastard won't lay down and die. He doesn't look as fit as me. His impression is deceiving, but he has more time to train. He's unmarried. No kids, not trying to have kids. He's a few years younger than me. He owns the company. My company. He's inherited everything. He's not a self-made man like me. He makes time for himself all the time. I see his body in the water becoming more powerful with each stroke. I hear his feet hit the pavement, rhythmic and light. I feel the inclines and declines of his bike along the empty early morning roads. At the baths, Robert's bike's out front. He's beaten me to it. Cricket, Like me, he has a pool, but we don't use it for anything serious. He'll be in there for a swim, then out on the bike before dropping it home and doing it on foot. I can't spend another second cooped up in the gym, so I go out on the bike. The sea is ferocious this afternoon. The moon has its effect. My lungs are stronger than the wind, and I make it to Mordialloc in excellent time. And on the way back with the wind behind me, I'm laughing. Surely a new PB. But on a tight corner downhill, I get clipped and the bike swerves out from under me. Before I can register what's happening, I've lost skin to tarmac. My right leg is burning, skin shredded, blood and gravel. Fuck is all I can manage. My elbow and shoulder join in out of solidarity. Fuck! The crack of the helmet on asphalt still popping in my ears. I'm lying there expecting help. A car to stop. Maybe the SUV that knocked me. But I'll just lie there. And there's nothing. I hear the cars going past and I think that maybe no one's stopping because it's not so bad. Graves, a few scratches. There's a dog. A golden retriever. She's first on the scene. The owner, I'm guessing, is standing over me. Silver hair, polo, loafers. I don't want any help. I went out looking for a fight and lost. Should have known I'm behaving like an idiot, like a child, impetuous. Fuck! The bending of limbs pulls the open skin and the bruises are deep in the tissue and the gravel and dirt all stuck in the blood. Fuck! It's painful, but I'm okay. Nothing's twisted or broken or fractured or... I leave the buckled bike and the old man and his bitch. Wind my way down the path, my body burning up, the trees in the way of the crazy wind. Once I hit the beach, the razor sting of sand on open flesh. I pull off my bloody shoes and leave my helmet just beyond the shoreline. The wind so loud in my ears, the sand hitting everything, including my eyes, but the water, the cold, the salt, the pull beneath. And I look over northwestward towards the bars, and that insufferable jerk. One giant nautical playpen. Babies. We're all fucking babies. Not me. I dive in and push out, but first I'm going nowhere. It's all mud, but eventually the more I work at it, the further out I push, and finally the adrenaline kicks in, and for a moment I don't care if I get lost out here on a treacherous day like today. But only for a moment. I make it back, of course. I want to run back to the bath, to the car, but I don't know what to do with the bike. Fuck the bike! Can't have been too trash then. The sky is so full, it's about to burst open. And I love this moment where you can smell the rain in the air and the temperature drops. I'm smiling hard now and it hurts like hell too, but I run back down towards the baths. I walk in the front door and there's some members standing around chatting the same old. Robert is toweling his hair and I'm laughing uncontrollably now and they all look over at me. It's like the blood drains from Robert's face as he stands cemented to the spot. Immediately I'm surrounded by everyone else and they're all pushing me down onto the floor. Someone grabs a yoga mat for me to lie on, water and towels and words of reassurance. There's even an ambulance, which I think is a little excessive. But that comes with being a member of the Brighton Barnes. Robert is no longer in sight, and I think that I may have been seeing things. The fear on his face, though. So exhilarating.
And I'm standing there with the baby on my hip who's trying to breastfeed through my shirt. A toddler wailing at my leg because he wants to do a painting. Yes, I know. And Toby, wilting with post-kindy exhaustion. Sure, Mrs. Wendy? Hashtag 3 kids under 5, hashtag it is never a good time. So I send my little boys out into the playground with the assistant teacher. I perch myself on a little kindy chair, a little kindy table in the art area. And breastfeed my baby girl. Hashtag not comfy. Hashtag loving my third bout of mastitis. Mrs. Wendy clears her throat and stares straight at me. He doesn't speak. What do you mean? Toby hasn't spoken during his time with us at kindergarten. He doesn't speak much to the staff, is that what you're saying? He doesn't speak to the other children, or the staff. He doesn't speak here. Not a single word, all year. It's the start of term 2. Why didn't you say something sooner? I may have used what she would call my outside voice. I'm tempted to upturn the tiny table and sprint out the door with a no hat, no play sign. Hashtag out of here. We thought he was just shy and needed more time to settle in. We thought he was adjusting to having a new baby in the family. We wanted to be sure before we said anything. Be sure? Of what? I'm crying now, bawling. I'm trying to stem big fat tears in the palm of my hand, but there's no stopping them. He talks at home. He talks to me. He does. He talks to his family. I'm begging her to believe me. Well, he's an introvert. He comes from a long line of introverts. The world needs more introverts. Hashtag read that somewhere. God, I'm completely undone now. I'm in a million broken pieces on the floor like an upturned cart of Lego. Does he cause problems here? Not at all. Well, what about those berserk twins that run around making siren noises and pulling everyone's hair? Hashtag knee riddling urgently. Does their mother have to come in for a little talk too? Or is it just me? Am I being punished for having a little kid who enjoys his own company? Hashtag irate mama bear off her leash. Susie, she says, Susie. In a voice that has calmed a billion preschoolers back from the brink of insanity. Nobody is being punished. Toby is a lovely little boy who just needs some help finding his voice here at kindy. That's all. I hear about every 5th word from then on. Your GP, paediatrician's referral, assessments, speech pathologist, child psychologist. The room is spinning now, with mobiles made of twigs and autumn leaves. And I'm picturing my perfect little boy being pinned to the wall like a butterfly in a museum exhibit by a team of white-coated experts who then rip off his beautiful little wings. She slides a book across the table to me. On the cover, in full colour, a bunch of kids laughing their heads off. Off to the side is a little girl in sepia, all alone, looking like she'd stepped out of a state-run institution. Across the top, in cold black capitals, are 2 words. Selective mutism. feel a sudden, overwhelming need to vomit in a little basin full of paintbrushes. On the way home, Toby says, "Mum, look! Look at all the hay bales with their green raincoats on. There are hundreds and hundreds of them." Hashtag adorable. They're terrific, aren't they? Hashtag play school presenter voice. Why don't you tell Mrs. Wendy about them? You can smell my desperation, I'm sure of it. Finally, in his littlest, sweetest inside voice, he says, "It's just too noisy at my kindy." At home, I put my baby girl to bed and whack on a Bob the Builder DVD for the boys. And hand them a plate of skinny carrot sticks and homemade hummus, hashtag Mother of the Year. And I shoved that god-awful book in the very bottom drawer underneath the recycled wrapping paper. And I scroll through my phone, wondering who to tell with my heart beating in my throat. But I don't ring anyone. Instead, I post a photo of Toby's painting, the purple spotted turtle with the giraffe neck, and post it on Instagram. Hashtag love my kindy boy. Hashtag so blessed. When all I want to say is hashtag thumping headache. Hashtag not coping. Hashtag please. Somebody help me. And I realise, if anybody is selectively mute here, it's me.
Maybe some of them were even glad to see me take him down a peg. I'm always so fucking righteous. I remember that night when it was all revealed. It was as if my body had waited, holding its breath, for me to finally remove the blinkers. And the very minute I did, it breathed out, and my face streamed with tears that burned hot and would not stop coming, drowning my face, distorting my sight, wetting my dress. My dress was surprisingly wet. I walked right out into the night without any sense of where I was going, where I would arrive, or why I needed to walk. My feet took me down our dark street, along the river, through the town, places I would normally not walk alone at night. Not normally, but this was so not normal. Normal had just gone away. I arrived at the station without a ticket or a wallet or a bag or even my shoes, watching myself as if I was in a movie. A strange, melancholic movie that would be later set to intense orchestral music. When I got off the train, I was glad it was late and there was no one around. I had just broken the law. I never travelled without a ticket. The last time I was near this station, I had a man off his head on drugs who'd been stabbed. He was furious when I called an ambulance. I was suddenly afraid, alone, barefoot, with no ID. I walked quickly and lightly toward the river. Stupid idea, but I wasn't thinking. I was walking. Down near the falls, there was this little light, no moon and no one within. Coo-ee! Not that I could see. I started to feel cold, instead of just numb. I wanted to run! Materialized out of the shadows. She was a creature first, then human, then a woman. Oh, stinking bent low to the ground. The small amount of light available was in her eyes. She gestured, walked away from me following. Who fucking knows why? I followed her, beyond the bend. Beyond where I could see it first, under the bridge. She had a small fire there, something cooking on it, and shoes, bags, lots of old shoes, an old mattress. I sat. She gave me a mug of something hot. I discovered it was tasty. I was hungry. Actually, it was nice. My belly went from tight and cold to warm and soft. What brought you here? She said without looking up. Nothing brought me here. I don't know why I came. What brought you here? I lost my way, it was dark. I wasn't looking. What brought you here? She said, this time looking straight at me with fierce eyes, her voice raised, insistent. The old bird was pissed off. It was sorrow. Sorrow brought me here. I could only whisper it, but she heard me. Yes, it did. Quite suddenly, she reached behind her and dug around in the rubble noisily and extracted a plain white plastic shopping bag with something in it. I got this for you, she said, passing it to me as if it was my birthday and she was really pleased with the gift she'd chosen for me. I was starting to thaw, realizing where I was, who I was, who I was with. I needed to get home. I didn't want to be rude, but she didn't even know me. We'd never met. I'm sure we'd never met. That's kind. Thank you, but I can't take it. You're very generous. It's for you, she said, pushing it into my hands in my lap and releasing it there. I opened the bag, cautiously, feeling awkward, watched. I'd already stayed too long. They were beads. Red beads. Made out of some kind of seed. Strung together, red and clustered. She took them from me, and before I had time to realize she had, she put them around my neck. Perfect, she cooed. of my gut. Gasping and heaving, mouth open like a toothless zip that could never be done up again. Her kindness undid me totally. She didn't even know me.
She'd fed me, she'd given me a gift, for fuck's sake!
I felt like a little girl who'd been seen just because I was there, without even having to have a name. I had nothing, and she gave me something.
I saw her lean back again and reach, and this time extract a bottle in a bag. She didn't offer it to me. She wiped her mouth and the mouth of the bottle and took a long swig, replacing the bottle behind her all in one circular movement, elegantly choreographed. She cackled and thumped my thigh.